Well, here we are, another week, another brand new track released. Fireflies is the fourth single from Gorillaz' album The Now Now, and let me tell you, I hopped on this track in a heartbeat when it only had 9 views. And someone forgot to change the description. Whoops! I hope you're impressed by the speed of this video. Luckily, Gorillaz announced a few hours before the song dropped that it would be coming out and the exact time when it would drop, which helped me mentally prepare to jot down my thoughts and opinions. How convenient. What was also lucky was that compartmentalizing and figuring out my strong thoughts on this song turned out to be quite easy this time around, and you'll see what I mean as we go along. Anyways, let's get down to business and discuss my thoughts on Fireflies. And no, I will not be making the obvious reference. The song starts with a few calm, reflective opening moments, which immediately sets the tone. What strikes me right when starting is the trippy and challenging instrumental, which is full of bass, and it sounds great with headphones on. 2D right from the beginning sounds especially sentimental and somber, which became clearer the further into the track I got. The appropriately dark and subdued visuals give way for, as the title of the track describes, fireflies, moving through the darkness as small glowing dots in a sea of black uncertainty. The beat itself is also especially challenging to listen to, and my brain has a hard time wrapping its head around it, but I don't necessarily see that as a negative. I love having my senses challenged by brave and bold music. The aura feels doubtful, uncertain, and somewhat unsure of itself throughout the first few verses, really letting the instrumentation take center stage for a while, before the chorus kicks into gear. And once it kicks in, the track has absolutely built up to it well, and it feels as though there's an explosion of emotion and grief coming through, as 2D seems to juxtapose the actions of the person he's singing about, a potential lover or partner, while he himself was lost, chasing fireflies, which to me feels as though he was blissfully ignorant and unaware of what was going on around him, which resulted in where he is currently. At least, that is my early interpretation as of right now, and my mind could be changed, of course. I am immediately drawn to the emotion and sorrow that seems to be seeping through the vocals and lyrics, as 2D seems to continuously and desperately apologize to the person he's singing about, saying he's love-drunk and worrying if he's about to lose them. I certainly wasn't expecting such a touching and honest message when I began listening, but I am blown away. Even on my very first listen, I felt extremely moved and extremely emotionally invested, as themes of heartbreak and the fear of abandonment and rejection were so beautifully invoked here. The lines about saying goodbye too many times, where 2D's voice even seems to waver and break for the fraction of a second.
And if you say goodbye too many times,
causing these sentinels, as in a person or thing that watches, to find 2D to shut him off are especially striking.
sentinels will find me and switch me off this time.
To me, it represents him not wanting to hear it, to completely shut himself off, to not have to deal with his pain and his problems at this time, to distract himself. What will 2D do without this person now? This admittedly personal interpretation of the lyrics at this time hit me hard, but damn if it wasn't effective. What a beautiful, beautiful song. This ranks up there with tracks like El Mañana, To Binge, and Busted and Blue in terms of raw, grey human emotion on display here, and I am astounded and moved by it. After my first listen, I had to take a little moment to regroup and gather my thoughts, as I had not expected what I got, but my expectations were pleasantly subverted. I sat in silence and simply took in my surroundings and the feelings the song had given me. This personal, bittersweet song goes over such heavy, difficult themes, but without coming across as overly sentimental or overly self-pitying, and it strikes quite the perfect balance to me. Once every verse and part come together, the song is grand and spectacular, and packs a heavy emotional punch. It's not hard to feel the emotion here. Fireflies is the 9th track on the album and close to the end of it, and I can imagine it will set up the beginning of the end and the closing moments of the album, where all bets are off and where the strongest emotions will find themselves. This track really does feel as though it takes place at night, when the world is darkest. When hearing it, I see a lonely, isolated figure, maybe 2D himself, sitting by themselves and staring up at the stars and the fireflies flying past quietly, wondering where it all went wrong, disillusioned with the rest of the world. This song is an achievement in musical composition and a fantastic mournful note. In the context of the album, I bet it will be even better. Therefore, my excitement has not waned in the slightest. I believe this album will blow me away, and I'm so glad to have this track here and on the album. That's all I've got for now. Beautiful song. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay awesome. Goodbye.